everybody, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thanks so much for joining me today for a new Tuesday tip. Today we're going to talk about 8 different ways you can use your Simply Scored board. This is a fantastic tool. I use it on a daily basis. And guess what? You can use it beyond just scoring a basic card. Now I'm going to have lots of details for you over on my blog. And if you'd like to find that link, just look in the YouTube description. I'll have a link there for you and you can go read all about the 8 different ways and order your Simply Scored board if you don't already have one. All right, I've got a lot to share, so we're going to get started. Real quick, let's go ahead and go over some basics about your Simply Scored board. So it is designed to score cardstock just a smidge over 12 inches. It's going to go 12 inches down as well, and you can score every 1/8 of an inch. So that gives you lots of scoring options. Your board is going to come with its own stylus tool, but what I want you to notice about that is you have a little thin ball for scoring and a thicker ball for scoring. So depending what kind of paper you're scoring on is going to be determined which ball size you use. So here's some tips. Anything that's very delicate, so maybe vellum, designer series paper, things that are a little bit thinner, you're going to want to use the thicker tip. The reason for that is when you go to score, that means that thicker ball is not going to dig down as far into a groove. Now with things like cardstock, chipboard, things that are a little bit thicker, you're going to want to use the thin tip because you have plenty that you can really dig in there and work with. All right, so that's a little bit about the stylus tool. And one thing I love about my stylus is, look at this. There's a handy dandy little tray that's going to kind of sit in, so I never will lose my stylus tool. You're also going to get these markers, and these are nice if you're scoring certain things. You can move them around. I'm going to be honest, I pretty much keep mine at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. That seems to be what I measure the most and what I score the most. And when you're not using them, there is a handy dandy compartment right here up at the top that you can store those in. Now let's talk about some of the different things you can use your Simply Scored board for. So the first method is the obvious. We are going to score cardstock, and we can score an 8 1/2 by 11 at 4 1/4. And when we cut it at 5 1/2, we now have 2 card bases. So rather than scoring them one at a time, why not score all at once and get 2 card bases at one time? Now, one of the other tips I like to do is I like to take one of my card bases and add a decorative border. So I'm going to lay my cardstock out. So obviously this is the front of my card. Let's say I just wanted to add a decorative border. I am going to score. I'm going to use the fat tip of the stylus tool. It gets a nice deep impression. And I'm going to score this at every 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do 3 of those. And I hope you can see I have a nice little decorative border on my card. Now I can do the same thing down at the bottom of the card. And you can see I have a nice little decorative border on my card. Here's another tip. Let's say you need to make tick marks on a card, but you don't want to use a pencil. Did you know that you could just come in on your Simply Scored board and you can just measure, and then you can create tick marks and look, practically invisible. Remember, if you need to get rid of them, you simply come back in and just simply a nice little erase. You can also add a full border around a card, and it's easier than you think. So my border is a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Now I'm going to use the thin tip because I really want this to be a pronounced border. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of line up my tip here, and you see I have a line here. I have a measurement right here. That means I can kind of eyeball that and eyeball that to find that spot. I'm going to score all the way down, and I'm going to stop at a 1/4 of an inch less. Again, I can see that measurement right here. Now let's say you go a little bit long. I'm going to show you how to fix that too. So let's take this side, and we're just going to kind of repeat that. And I'm going to score all the way down. You know what? You really can just eyeball it, but it is nice to know you do have a measure. All right, I'm going to flip this around, and now I'm going to repeat my little score lines. I know this is a 4 1/4 inch piece, so I'm going to go to 4 And then I can come over here to that 1/2 inch. And now when I flip it over, can you see I have that nice little border? Now remember I said what happens if you go over? You can kind of use this tool almost as an eraser. I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath me, but you could even use your grid paper, just something nice and soft underneath you. But can you see? You just simply run that around and it's going to remove any little extras that you went too far. All right, now we can take that and look at that. We can just add ourselves a nice little focal image, and it's that border, that embossed border, that just kind of makes it a little extra special. Here's a fun design. I simply took my cardstock and I scored it at every 1/4 of an inch and then rotated it around and scored again. And now I have just a really nice little grid. And while you've got that great stylus tool, how about adding dimension to flowers? Look at that. I simply took a flower stamped from our small bloom punch and just pressed it in the middle. That's it. And now look at the fabulous dimension for that flower. Okay, so the last one wasn't necessarily a simply scored, but it is nice to know you've got some other options with the tool. I'm going to teach you now how to make a quick rosette. So I have a piece of 6x6 designer series paper, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start and I'm going to score this at on the 1/2 inch. So 1/2, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and so on. And I'm going to score it now on the 1 inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I want my score lines going horizontal, and I'm going to cut this into 3 2-inch pieces. And now we're simply going to accordion fold. Now you may be asking yourself, Connie, why didn't you just use the scoring blade that's on your Stampin' Trimmer? Well, let me tell you, it's a little thin. For making rosettes, you really kind of do need this nice, thick score line. So I really do prefer my simply scored. All right, I'm going to finish accordion folding my last strip, and hopefully you can see how fast these go together. All right, now what we need to do is we need to adhere these together. So I'm simply going to adhere and adhere. Yep, just taking those 2 ends and just adhering them together. Let me get this last one. So now you can see we have a nice long strip. We're now going to take the last 2 ends and put them together, but you may notice that's not going to work. It's not going to tuck down. I'm going to go ahead and cut one end off just right along the score line. And now I'm all set to adhere that together. Now we have this nice round, and watch what you're going to do. You're simply going to bring the center together, bring all those together, and go flat. Just like that. Now, you got to glue this together, right? So let me bring in my silicone craft mat and some hot glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my rosette here in the middle. I'm going to squish that rosette down. And now I'm going to add a little hot glue right here. It doesn't take a lot. I'm going to let that cool for just a few seconds. You know how hot glue is. But when this is cool, it's going to hold that together. You notice I'm just giving my rosette just a little nice push. If you let go before it was cool, not a problem. Squish it back down. Add that hot glue again. Now you know why I say don't let go. Hold on to it for a few seconds. But you know what else you can do while that glue is cooling? You can go ahead and bring in a stamped focal image. Now that hot glue is hot. Guess they call it hot glue for a reason. And now I can add that. Oh, it's not hot anymore, so I'm doing good. But I can hold that on there, and get this, if you just don't want to hold it, place a heavy clear block on it. Now I'm hands-free. I can keep working while I allow that to cool. All right, that has cooled off now, but I do want to make sure this is good and secure. So I'm going to come here on the back, and I'm going to add a little more hot glue. And now I've got just a circle. So that both of these circles I did with my stitch shapes. Thought they just looked nice. So what to do with this when you're done? This would be really cute as a tag on a gift bag, or a little hot glue here on the inside and a bamboo skewer. And I now have a lolly. I'm kind of a nut when it comes to creating boxes. I love to make my own boxes, and let me tell you, the Simply Scored board is absolutely perfect for creating these. Now, I want to share a little tool that I created many, many moons ago. This is called the Box Maker Shim. It just clips right here on the side of your Simply Scored board. By the way, I'll have the link on where you can find the Box Maker Shim. This is something you're just simply going to make with some window sheet and cardstock. So the link for that is up there in the corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of designer series paper. This is a piece of 6x6 designer series paper. I've got that shim in place, and I'm going to lay my designer series paper on the board. Because this is designer series paper, I'm going to use the wide ball end, and I'm going to score this at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. And I'm just making sure that my designer series paper is not sliding underneath the shim. By the way, if you'll catch that video that I shared with you, it's going to explain all of that. Now you may be wondering, what was the point of that shim? Well, let me show you. When you create a box and a lid, box and lid can't be the same size. One needs to be a little bit bigger than the other. And so that shim is what's going to allow my box and lid to fit really nicely together. All right, so I have this scored. Now we're going to do some quick cutting. And we're simply going to cut up on the score lines up to the cross score line. So basically you're coming up to a 1.5 inch mark. At this point we are going to miter. I'm going to cut from the inside to the outside corner. And I'm going to cut a little piece of pie, a little piece of pizza, whichever food group you prefer. And we're going to repeat that here on the other side, like so. Now I'm going to do that on all 4 of these tabs. Now you should only be cutting on these little square tabs. If you're cutting on anything else, stop, because that is not the right part you should be cutting on. So you can see inside to the outside. You're now going to give all those score lines a fold with a bone folder. Use your favorite adhesive right along these score lines. So you can use the multi-purpose glue or the tear and tape. And then you're also going to want a little adhesive right here on the ends. Remember, only on the tabs. To put your box together, we're just bringing those 2 corners together. So there's my lid. Now to create the box, I'm going to remove that shim. And I've got a piece of 8x8 cardstock. I'm going to score this at 2.5 inches on all 4 sides. I now have a box and a lid that fit perfectly. My lid's not going to fall off. It didn't have to be squished to fit. No, it just makes a perfect fit. It's a fantastic tool. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to click that great big red subscribe button. Have a fabulous day, my friends, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.